Here I'm thinking you failed. The reason I'm taking this trade is you failed up here. They're trying to get to this POC from yesterday, which they did. And we didn't fix this poor low in the ETH, so I think we'll take another run down here. But I may have to move this up. I don't think we should be up over this. Definitely not over the overnight high. I wanted this D period to pop up here a little bit more, but I wanted to put one in just to see if, if it wasn't going to, if it was just going to fall through here, then I wanted to catch it. So I'm going to have to take a little bit of heat on that one, but I don't think we should go much over this. Definitely not over this. Here's the open right here at this dashed orange line. So like I said, we might have to take some heat on this one because I would like to get it right in here. If I see another opportunity, then I will add that second one in. If we come down in here and then come back up and retest this area, or bottom line, I just wanted to get one in there so I don't miss this. I've been waiting for it all morning, and I should have taken it here. It's just, it looked pretty strong. This move looked pretty strong until they got there, and then it just kind of faded away. So I took this trade because I'm looking to clear this poor low here. They never cleared it in the morning with the A period. And then then the C period made it up to this POC from yesterday. Once they swept that, it's been kind of fading off here all day. So I wanted to get one in when it looked like we were breaking these levels. What I'd like is for this to come back into this area. I could take this next one and, like I said, I'm looking to fix this poor low and possibly take out this overnight low. A little bit higher, we'll enter that next contract. I think right in there. We're going to have to give these a little bit of room. I don't think you would need to hold this far, but just to kind of get them out of the way, because really anything in here look right to me. Bring this other one down. We want to clean this poor low. And I would imagine that if we do that, we're going to come through here. Could split one of these off and bring it down here. This is your initial balance here, just to put it in here somewhere. We'll see if we even get going and we start heading our direction. Like I said, we'll take one of these off and put it down here, knowing that we aren't going to let it come back on us if we do get that far. You definitely want to see some follow through to the downside here. You might consider taking one, just like you're going to split these off. You could split these off, put one in here. But I feel pretty confident that if we get down here again, they're going to take out this poor low. See if we can get any extension below that D low. You do have the value area low here. Like I said, I think everybody that bought it down here was looking for this POC from yesterday. Now that that's cleared, they're going to start giving up if we start taking away their gains from down here. That should be enough to propel us hopefully through this area. We've already swept the overnight high, so I would be looking for the overnight low. Turn off the brackets. I can split those off. I can take one at a certain level if I want. And we'll split I think that's at 60. Is that poor low? So we got that covered there. Overnight low, we'll go 58. And then we'll bring another one down here just to kind of get it out of the way, knowing that we're, just if we get any real follow through this overnight low. And like I said, you could split one of these, maybe take one in here or something. But I think if, like I said, I could keep saying, if they get down this far, I'm pretty sure they're going to fix this poor low. So remember, we got one in at the break, and this is where I really wanted to be. I just wasn't sure I was going to get there, but you see me put in that second set there. See if we start to pick up momentum right at the value area low. So you want to keep that in mind. You're getting a little bit of bounce off there. And it might take a couple of sessions or time periods to get through there. So you might get the D coming down here, and then you have the E period open, come back up a little bit. if we do even get through there, but now you're getting a bounce off that value area low. It's only about 12 ticks, so I usually like to get at least 20 if I'm going to take one, which would be right here. 325, I think is what we were looking at. We could take one there. I feel like on the days when there isn't any news like this, you don't get as long of, I got to shorten my targets a little bit. You don't have that, that strong momentum ramming it through here. So I tend to take shorter targets like this. I'll take this one, be happy with it. Nothing worse than getting all the way down to here and then, giving all of that back, even though it's a short little distance, only 20 ticks, but this is coming off that value very low. Ultimately, I think we took out this overnight high, swept this POC, fallen back into the value area. We should be aiming for this value area low automatically. We also had this POC from this is from yesterday. This was yesterday's POC here. You have the A low coming right to it. So you have multiple things. I think we can turn off this overnight, but you do have the overnight POC that was there. This is just settlement from yesterday, the green line, dash line here. Fixing this poor low and targeting this overnight low is my main focus. I don't really like the entry in this, where we're positioned right here in the middle. That's besides the point. You can see how if what you think is going to happen, is this, that we swept this, took out the overnight high. Like I keep saying, if this is the target, it hardly matters where you get in here. See if we can get that first contract off. That'll be 26. I think there's a good chance that you get a little bounce on the E period. And then that would turn into the single time framing down from the C to the D. And then ideally the E would probably come in somewhere in around these VWAPs if D doesn't finish this out by itself. Very close to my goal of 500 subs this year. At the beginning of 2024, I thought that would be a good goal, and I think I have 19 or 17 left that I need to get to 500. If you do enjoy this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you really enjoy this video, give me a share and help me get to those 500. Really like to see a little bit of progress here. Again, if you remember, I had one down here on this break, and then I entered the other one up here. I also think you're going to want this to be pretty immediate, especially if once you get to E period. Once you get into this area, you break this settlement, especially, just when you get down into this area right in here, you're going to want it to just continue. Otherwise, you could easily come down to this area and bounce out of here. You don't want to get into here and then wait all the way for another bounce and then another rotation. So if you do get down into here, you might start taking some of these other ones and just leave one left. It doesn't look like it's just going to flush through there. Because what's the point of getting all the way down here and holding it all the way back up to here? You could just get out of this, leave the one in, kind of reload if you got back up here and it still looked right. You can tell they keep buying it anytime they get down close to this value area low. Got a minute 20 left in the E period, or left for till the E period. Look pretty good on this D. Really like to get this first contract off before we get to the E period. I think there will be a bounce. It's either going to flush through there or you're going to get a bounce, possibly up to those VWAPs. 25 seconds on the E period. See if we can break that D low at the E period. That'll put us right into our first contract. 2 more ticks. Here's that bounce I was talking about. I doubt they'll leave this even here with this D and E. I've been trying to get better at trading the concept. So the whole concept is, like I keep saying, we've swept this POC, took out the overnight high. We fell back into the value area. Should automatically be looking for this overnight low. You have this POC from yesterday, and you have the fixing the poor low. So I'm trying to trade that. I'll take that first one. At this point, I think it should, we really shouldn't be back up in here. We might get a little bounce off this area, but I really want this to flush through here. Now that we've gotten, to this area, like I was saying before, what's the point of holding this all the way back up into here if we're going to bounce back? The fact that it's not flushing is just kind of a little window into what it's thinking or what it's doing. I'm not that excited to get through here. Like I was saying before, if you get down into this area and it's doing this, if we get all the way down to here and it's still doing this, maybe start peeling off a couple more of these contracts. It's doing exactly what I said, where it's coming, if it's just sitting down in this area. I wanted it to go right through here. I wanted to get excited. People to give up, this A period to give up, just kind of continue through here. I could see it easily getting, the way this is acting, I could see it easily getting a bounce up into here, and the trade would still be legitimate. It's just you're giving up, for a few ticks, you're giving up 20 ticks, and technically you'd still be in the trade because the real stop is over the D high to still be single time framing down. Same thing. We just can't get away from this, especially if it tries this settlement one more time. And does a little bounce up through here. I'll take another one. We're already at 27 ticks. That's my first target, considering there's no news. Could do a lot worse than that. The fact that you came right to this settlement, I think we'll see that again. Like I said, if it come down here, especially if it come down and dip through here, come back like this, then I would probably just close this. I mean, how many ticks are you really trying to get here? An extra 10 ticks. I wanted them to get really excited here and blow through here. So right here, like I said, I'll either bring down a stop or we'll bring another contract up and take this out. Perfect example of me talking and missing it. So we'll move this one up. If we come back up here, if E period springs out of this, I don't think I would do it in F period, but if E period does happen, you got 20 minutes left. So if E period does make its way back up here, you might reload this if you can't break over that D high. Maybe it just needs to come up a little bit. Get a little more momentum to blow through there. Let's put this here. If we get it, great. Like I said, might even reload at that point. Maybe it'll take out that and get a bounce out of there. Otherwise, I think the real target should be this overnight low. 40 is right there. So I'm good with that. You can see how it's just not ramping up the way I wanted it to. That last contract was a mistake on my part. I should have taken that right at the, when it dipped below there. But like I said, I was talking, and the way this is acting, I wouldn't be surprised if we took out this low or this overnight low and then rotated back up. Kind of a sweep like we did up here with the POC. It doesn't seem that eager to move lower. So like I said, I'm trying to get to 500 by the end of this year. I think there's 19 or 17. I need 19 or 17 more to get to 500. So if you do enjoy this video, please hit that like button. If you really like this video, hit that subscribe. And if you want to see more of my videos, and maybe give it a share. Help me get to that 500 mark. A shift in that POC. I don't think there's anything real substantial with that. That just shows that, that price is a little bit more than the price above it. You kind of, in my mind, you do have kind of a double distribution day. Now I find it hard to believe that we're going to get this low and we're not going to take out that poor low we did it in the overnight right here. But I find it very hard to believe we're not going to take out this poor low. which would take us out. And then the next target, if I have, is holding more of those contracts. I think the next obvious target, I mean, obviously the next target would be this. Might take a little heat on it here, coming off that POC area. I'm okay holding this one, but I definitely didn't want to have, all 4 contracts going for a ride like this. We took 1 at the 20. We took 2 at, that last one was 24. I made the mistake of not getting it at the below the settlement there when I wanted to. And then that second one was about 25, 26. If we can clear that poor low, that'll be 40 on the last one. I definitely don't think there'd be anything wrong with just closing this trade here. Considering you're kind of right at that POC level. Just all this mess here. You have today's POC, that's yesterday's POC. Nothing wrong with taking it all right there. This is exactly what I was talking about, where you're just in this area and grinding. Especially if you're only going for this, you're only looking at 8 more ticks. At a certain point, you're risking 8 ticks for, 30. Here's what it looks like without the drawings. We also have the weekly POC, which is right 275, right in here. It's this week's weekly POC. And within 1 tick of breaking that A low, another sign that I doubt that that's going to hold. You're trying to keep in mind the single time framing. So as long as we don't get over this D, should be fine. It might even be an opportunity to add and then finish out this push down. I think it would have been a good idea just to take it here when we didn't break this low. But like I said, I've been trying to trade the concept more. I'm not going to do that with the 4 contracts, but with this 1 contract, I'm willing to try to get more into trading the concept, not the movement. So let's see if we get this pushing down, kind of bounced up, or pushing down again. Let's see if we can clear that A low. I think if we clear the A low, it'll automatically fix that poor low. If it doesn't, we definitely want to get out. 4 minutes on that F period. So that's the problem with doing these videos live is, 2 things. I get a little bit caught up in trying to show my point, as far as I should have taken that E. But I was trying to show it coming through there. So that kind of throws me off a little bit. But then when you're taping like this, you can see how long the videos get, and it takes forever to go back and edit through and try to leave what parts are important. And, a lot of people, I get emails that people don't want the videos to be that long. They just want to see the result. But I think when you do that, and I'm not doing it live, I'm most of the videos I go back and do kind of a voiceover on it and explain, why I was doing what I was doing. But this one I'm trading live, so you can kind of see the decisions that I'm making as I'm making them. I think this not taking this E at the low there was a mistake. But you can kind of see, like I said, you can see the decisions as I make them instead of kind of coming back and showing it to you as, a replay. You don't have the stress level, and, the decisions that I make were just the decisions that I made. So you're doing it on the fly, but it's hard to go back and edit that and have it make sense. And then, even if I cut it down, you're still looking at, I've been in this since, a D period. So you're looking at an hour and a half video. Nobody wants to sit and watch that. I think you'd get a lot more out of it, but I don't think anybody wants to sit and listen to me for an hour and a half. Now we really need this F period to not go over that E and to break the E low here. We need it to break. This slow grinding is this, and the fact that we're not really making any progress. I would definitely take this if we get close to that E low. If it's not really moving, I'll just close it out. regardless if I'm overall, if I'm correct in the overall trade. Like I said, when you have the video running like this, you're kind of trying to make a point. So you'd like to see it finish out. But I can't have that get in the way of my trades. That's one of the reasons why I've had a few people ask me to broadcast it live. Two things with that. I think that people would, I don't know how to keep people from just copying, which is fine. It's just that they're going to copy the losses too. And then the added extra pressure, when I'm trading, like lately I've been trying to size up in contracts, and it's difficult. Like with 2 contracts, I'm very relaxed. With 4 contracts, I get more anxious. So until I get comfortable with that, and I need to keep moving up. So I've been kind of at 2 contracts for a really long time, but so I've been more focused on trying to get past that hurdle than I have been making videos lately. But I think trading live would be a lot of pressure, a lot of extra pressure, especially if people are, trading with me or watching me and trying to jump in on the same type of trade. If, when those don't work out, I'm not even used to it, but I understand it. But, sometimes they don't work out. So I wouldn't want everybody else's losses on my mind. If we can get another push down in this F period. Everything looks right to me. It's just there's no interest in pushing lower, or not as much as I wanted there to be. That's the other thing with these kind of videos is you get, an hour of grinding around. We've been at this area most of the time. So you get an hour of this and you get 15 minutes of action. The problem is you start cutting all that out and then you lose the context of the trade. So now you're getting a pushback on that. I'm not even going to add to this one. If we were in the E period and we come back up here, I would add to this. But now you're breaking that single time framing. We've just spent too much time in this. Definitely should have taken this E, but you know how hindsight is. I still think we're going to eventually break this. I think we'll take out this overnight low as well. Now you've got a poor low with the A and the E period. There's just all kinds of reasons why this should get cleared, but it doesn't have to. Now we've broken the single time framing. Get another push down. Let's see if we can break that low here. There we're getting a little more excitement. Going to break this poor low, which I would imagine would take us to this one. I think you could easily move your target up just to break, just to fix this one since you only have one left. Try and break that A low here. I'm going to take it here at the 33. 33 ticks. You just have a lot going on there. I'll let this run, see if we do clear that. Right at the A low. Everything looks great. Should definitely make it. But I've definitely seen instances where it doesn't. So we took that last one off at 33. So I think we got one at 20, one at 20, one at 27, one at about 24, and then this last one at 33 ticks.